Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. Out at the range today with heavy metal, and I'm super excited because we are sighting in one of my new Bulot slingers that I just picked up used a couple weeks ago. We got the Bulots for it, so I can sight it in today. But I just had a video the other day showing you guys this thing. What in the devil is it? This is a Weatherby Vanguard in a cartridge that I have never had or even tried, the 300 Weatherby Magnum. So it's part of my goals to have videos on everything. Never done 300 Weatherby Magnum. Had the opportunity to get this one used and jumped on it, and slightly used. I mean, it's in pretty good condition, no chinks out of any of it. These do come with a factory brake. I am going to be putting a can on this. It does come threaded. Weatherby does a real good machining process where I've got several of these where you can't even see that there's a brake on there. But real late last night or early this morning, I stayed up till 3 in the morning getting a bunch of scopes torqued and everything. I put this Arkin on here. You guys watch the show know I'm a huge fan of Arkins. This is in Mills or MRAD if you want to call it that. This is the Arkin SH4J Gen 2 6 to 24 by 50 34 millimeter tube. Arkin rings on there too. If you guys are looking for a great scope that isn't going to cost you a bunch of moolahs or hurt your wallet too bad, definitely check out Arkin. You guys that watch the show know, since middle of deer season last year, I've been testing out and using a bunch of their stuff. Got a deer at 430 yards with one of their scopes. All that being said, I have a lot of confidence in their stuff, and it doesn't cost a whole bunch of money. And they give us a big discount with code WHOTEEWHO. So if y'all are looking for scopes, go check out Arkin for sure. But just like everything else I get in, I'm gonna laser bore sight it up here off the bench. Then I'm gonna go back to 100 yards and get it sighted in with the Bulots that I got. You might be surprised at what I got out here today. Look at the ammo I got for it, guys. Remington core locked. Remington does load a Weatherby cartridge in the 300 Weatherby mag. Now, you might be saying, 300 Weatherby mag, what in the devil is that? Well, in the video where I first showed this, I showed some comparisons to a couple of the cartridges. It depends on which loads you're using, obviously, but with the same or similar projectile, 300 feet per second faster than 300 Win Mag. Big old Bulot. These are 180 grainers, core locked. So, yeah, enough yapping. Let's bore sight it, get it sighted in. Should be pretty cool. All right, now, you guys that watch the show have seen me do this 100 times, but when I get in anything really and put an optic on it, I use a laser bore sighter to get me on at 10 yards, and then I go ahead and take one flang to make sure I'm in the ballpark. Now there's 2 dots down there on the target. I'm gonna aim at the top one, and I want this to hit the plate somewhere close to the bottom one. If it's close to the bottom one, then we'll be at least good enough to be on paper at 100 yards. But here we go. I've got my Banish backcountry can on the end of this. I called Silencer Central and they verified, yes, that can is okay with 300 Weatherby. 300 Weatherby Magnum, off the top of my memory, pressures are up to 65,000 PSI, somewhere up there. So whole lot of pressures in this thing. So I'm gonna do my best with the sled to hold on the top one, and we'll see where she hits. I made real sure, like I said late last night, that all this was torqued down from the rail to the rings, everything. Here we go. First time with a 300 Weatherby mag. Hey, not too bad. Recoil, that is, especially with that can on there. Definitely made an interesting tone, unlike any other suppressed tone that I've heard. But hey, That wasn't that loud. I'm sure it would be real loud without that can though. And you can see I hit just a shade right. So I'm gonna go ahead and click left on this scope here. And then we'll see where it hits at 100 yards back there. All right, here we go. Back at 100. Like I said, we should be on paper at 100 based on what we did at 10 yards. But sometimes things throw us a curveball, but we'll see. We should be on the paper. We might not be bullseye. Sometimes we look out and we are, but see where we're at. Love this scope. Good eye relief, super clear glass. Like I said, Arkans are, if you pick this up and look through it, put it this way, you'd think it costs a lot more than what it does. Here we go. See where we're at. I'm gonna aim for that center target. We are low, 2 inches or so, and right 1, 2, 3, 4 inches. So we weren't too far off. Let me adjust the scope here. That ought to be ballpark right-ish. And then we need to come this way. This ought to be closer. I kind of lost my hold there for a second, but this thing feeds really good too, by the way. See where we're at, same hold, center target. Hey, we're in there now. I'm gonna go ahead and make slight more adjustment. All right, people want to get mad at me when I make adjustments without doing groups. But let me tell you, especially when you're flinging 300 Weatherby, it's not exactly the cheapest ammo, is it? But let's send another one, just see where we're at, then we'll do a group or two with it. See how this Weatherby likes the Remington core locked. This ought to put it right in there. Yeah, baby. And it put it right in the bullseye. So, how hot is this barrel? Contour of this barrel isn't exactly heavy. Surprisingly not that hot though. I can still leave my hand on it after 3 in a row. So let's go ahead and do another group of 3 without letting it cool and just see how this thing does. I'm impressed. It does have some recoil. I'm sure if we was flinging them without the brake or the can, it'd be pretty stout. But you guys can probably see it in the video. That can on there, recoil isn't ridiculous. So if you're worried about 300 Weatherby mag just being too much for you, if you can handle a 300 Win mag, you probably could handle the 300 Weatherby mag. It's giving me troubles here. I didn't get that one in there. Here we go. All right, here we go. Let's do the top left target. Actually, let's do the bottom left target. Actually, top right, because the paper's flapping in the way. Top right, 3 in a row here. Hit the right edge of the bullseye square there. That one I couldn't stay in the scope. It definitely rocked the sled a little bit. Let's try another. Everybody always wants to talk about the sled I'm using. This is my Caldwell Lead Sled DFT2. I use this thing, sighting in everything. Try to do my best to take me out of the equation. But let's finish this group here. 2 more. Oh, guys. Hey, I'm loving this. Man, we have got to take this thing out catching deers. That's a half-inch group so far. It's only 2, but based off of all the previous flings, I'm sure we can throw this third one down in there. Here we go, number 3 for this group. Wow, that is awesome. I love this thing. This thing's got some horsepower, be a fantastic longer range deer catching rig, elk catching rig, whatever you're chasing out there. Man, that's a good group. That's well under an inch group. Well, before I forget, let me adjust this to the left just a shade. And I'm gonna send one more just to verify my scope adjustments. Y'all know I'm kind of squirrely sometimes, and I've been known to turn scopes the wrong direction. But I'll send another one just to kind of verify my click there at the bottom left. Good squeeze there. And we kind of went to the other side, didn't we? So I did 2 clicks. I'm gonna bring it back one the other direction. And just for good measure, I'm gonna send another one. I'm gonna stop chasing it here in a second. New target, top left. Perfect squeeze. Oh man, now I'm getting squirrely. We might be getting hot. Definitely hot, but I wouldn't think it'd be making it jump that much. Now I've gone and done all this jumping around. We're gonna let it cool. And I'm gonna do one more group out of it. Just because I love this thing. I should call it quits at that after getting that first good group, but why not send them? All right, here we go. Let's give it one more go. Group of 3 here at 100. I already measured that group of 3. It's even better than what I thought. So let's check it out, see if we can do it again. If we can get under half an inch here again with the second one, I'll be happy. A big Magnum like this, hey, these are fantastic. That first group is fantastic. I wouldn't expect that with the very first type of ammo I tried, but completely cool. I sit here and took a long break, completely room temperature out here on the barrel. Good squeeze, we're up and left. See how the group turns out. I probably should have just left it like it was off the first one, but I need the brass if we're gonna load this stuff anyways. What in the world? Hey, scope's still tight and everything. Can should still be tight, I already checked it. Well, we might do another group. Maybe one of those squeezes was not as good as I thought it was. Good squeeze. So those 2 are close. Let's do another group of 3. On rare occasion, I've had some Bulot slingers, believe it or not, group better when they're hot. Doesn't happen all that often, but have had it happen. Let's do 3 more. Good squeeze. Good squeeze there. So yeah, we're right in there. And it looks like we are low, but pretty much averaging center. So, all right guys, so how'd we do? So this was our first one, then a second and a third, getting it sighted in. Then I did this right here without touching the scope. I got a 0.35 inch group. That is awesome. I did not expect to get the first try of my 300 Weatherby mag, a 0.35 inch group, but we did. And then I danced around trying to make minute adjustments to center the group, and did this and then did this, then decided to let it cool, let the barrel get ice cold. Then I did this 1.82 inch group. Not impressive, but that's what happens. Maybe I jumped the trigger on this one. And then came back with this and got a 0.72. This with a warm barrel and this with a warm barrel as well. What did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this was the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I don't think this is probably accurate. That's probably a bad squeeze on my part. But first trip to the range with my Weatherby 300 mag, 0.35 and a 0.72. I'm impressed. I dig it. To the best of my knowledge, I think 300 Weatherby mag is the only Weatherby cartridge that Remington loads. Pretty cool, huh? But I think 180 grain Core-Lokt PSPs. But let me know what you think about it, guys. If you're looking to get into a Weatherby cartridge, a Vanguard might be the way to go. This is pretty sweet. It's got the bronze Cerakote. I put that backcountry can on there. You guys heard the sound. Different type of tone with the 300 Weatherby mag, but definitely took recoil out of it and made it a whole ton more quiet. This is a 7-ounce and some change can. Super lightweight can, good for hunting. And then I got that Arkin on top, like I said. But hey, appreciate you watching. My first time with the 300 Weatherby mag at the range, and we did it with some Core-Lokt. Did pretty good, but appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you're subscribed. Stay tuned for more. Let me know what you want to see us do with this. Hopefully we can do some loading. At 0.3 and 0.7, I almost don't care to get the dies for this because that Core-Lokt is doing really good out of this, but we probably should try anyways. Appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you on the next one. Hooty-hoo.